So folks, for you Rugby League followers, I say the Rugby League at last is back. At long last. Been waiting for it for a while. Back on our screens this weekend. I know it started on Thursday with the big Hull derby, but the one I'm going to concentrate on is obviously last night's game with the Catalans against the Wire, because obviously that's my team. And here's my thoughts on it. Before I go through individual players and what have you, I'll just say, not too downhearted. Not too downhearted as a Wire fan. It could have been a mauling. People were expecting a big win for Catalan. I wasn't so sure. I thought we had a chance. When I seen the team, I still thought we had a chance, although there was a couple of positions I was concerned about. More about that in a moment. But as the game started and went on, I thought we had more than a chance. And with the sending off again, more so. But unfortunately, as has been the way for the last 2.5 years at the club now, maybe 3 years, ill discipline let us down massively. And I mean massively. We just constantly give away silly penalties with no need for them. It's just absolutely crazy. And in the end it gets you, and it got us last night, it really did. But anyway, more about the game. I mean, well, we played pretty well. I thought we played pretty well. We attacked reasonably well. We defended pretty well. And I think most of the boys worked hard. I really think they did. I've seen some good signs there. Maybe not as fluid in attack as I'd like them to be, but that'll only get better. The big problem still is the fact that they're not recognising the speedsters they've got throughout the team. Again, more about that later. But all I will say is, I mean, in the end, there's only 6 points in it, and them 6 points can be attributed to the kick that nobody decided to field, the one that they let bounce. Had they not let that bounce and one of them done the right thing and took the ball, then it could have gone either way. You've got to credit Catalans to win it with 12 men, especially going virtually all the second half with 12 men. But that said, I don't know, just a bit disappointing. When you get to half time and you get to 12 men, you've got to be looking at playing sensible rugby and closing the game out, winning the game and then closing it out. That's what you've got to look to. We didn't do that. We went in our shell a little bit and gave away lots of penalties. And they all stood up to a man, and that's what won them the game in the end. The sending off, for me, I know there's a new rule out there now. The new ruling says you have to go. So I get that. I just hope that they're even with it all through the competition. But for me, I don't think it was a sending off for all. I'm a Warrington fan. I mean, the way I see it now is we're just getting too soft. I mean, all the contact is being taken out of the sport. Now, I do know that during the week and in the previous week, they had some professor on TalkSport. He's been on twice now about head contacts and so on and so forth, and how he believes he shouldn't let young people play under the age of 16. I get that we're trying to protect players, and that's important. And in the rugby league game, there's more contact than in most, and the players in the main don't take a backward step. But I don't think there was anything in that tackle. To the same thing that Crowther got the old Leslie there, got the old yellow card later on, and I didn't think Leslie did anything wrong either. I don't think it was that bad. For me, I'd have left both cards in the pocket had I been the referee. But as I say, I know there's a new directive. They've got to do what they've got to do. What did I think about the game last night? What did I think about the team? Well, my biggest problem as a Warrington fan is we've got 3 absolute speedsters on that part last night. 3. We never put any of them away, other than one time we managed to get Dufty away. And what happened? We got 6 points from it. Dufty, extremely fast. I think that was the only run he had with the ball. Ashton, extremely fast. He's just having to come in field all the time and be used as a battering ram because he doesn't see the ball. More about that in a moment. And then Wrench, extremely fast. His wings seem very, very little other than fielding high kicks because they played on the young boy there. But you've got 3 speedsters there. For me, you've just got to use them. And we've not done for a couple of years now, and we're still not doing that. And we're wasting speed, and there's nothing in rugby league like speed for killing off other teams. There's not, honestly. You get French and the fullback at Wigan, they get the ball all the time. They're always looking for ways and means of getting their hands on the ball. Because once they go, you don't catch them. We've got 3 of those players, and we just don't put them away. It kills me, it really does. Let's go through a few players. When I've seen the team selection, obviously young Lindop played. Obviously we don't know much about him. He's a young kid. He dropped one ball, but he played pretty well. In fact, he played very well. Got a try, played solid, playing against men. You can't say anything but good things about the boy. He looks a great prospect. Well, all I will say is his dad, Freddie, owes us one. He used to penalise us down here every time I was at the old at the old ground at Wilderspool there. So, Freddie, I'm glad you've sent your boy down here. You know a good team when you see it. We'll be all right with him. He'll do all right. Wrench looked great when he set up the try. You see what class he's got there, but it was the only real contribution Wrench made because his wing didn't see much of the ball. But yeah, a great try. The young boy played well. King on the other centre. Well, I've got a problem with King. I really have. I'm waiting for this old Roderick to get fit, and then I don't know. Maybe him and Wrench will play centres. I've said it for 2 years now, and I'll keep saying it. King just comes in field all the time. Doesn't like to let the ball go. If he lets the ball go, it's a last moment thing. When the player is given the ball to, he's ready to be tackled anyway. He's got no idea about putting a winger away, none at all. People tell me he's a world-class centre. Well, for me, a world-class centre can fire a winger off, get him up the wing with nobody to catch him. King just can't do that. He never looks to it. More often than not, he comes in field. That's no good for his winger. You know, he always tends to come in field. I think it's poor, but maybe that's just me. I made some notes about various people in case I forget them. Who did you think? Well, I seen Dudson was on the bench. Well, I thought he was leaving the club a few months ago. I wish he had. Maybe, just maybe, Burgess will get something out of him, but he had a really poor season last season, and I don't know how he made the bench. You had the lad from Wigan, the hooker come half back there that was on the bench. I thought he would be. I would have hoped Dwyer would have got on the bench before him. Dwyer's one of them players that you can bring on with 20 minutes to go and he'll make things happen. I think more so than the Wigan lad. But I always knew they'd favour the Wigan lad because of his experience, his age, where he's been, and his standing in the game. That's Powell, by the way. I thought when he came on, he didn't do that great. He didn't do bad, but he didn't do that great. I think we'd have got more from Dwyer. I'm disappointed that Dwyer never made the bench, to be honest with you. He does tend to make things happen. So yeah, Dudson I want to put in the 17. I know you're looking at other props, but I want to put in the 17. But as I say, Wrench, Duffy and Ashton, no ball. What else have we got to look at? There was more. I wrote some notes. I don't normally do notes, but I didn't want to forget anybody, to be honest with you. Musgrove, to me, is it Musgrove? Yeah, very, very quickly, he looked very, very, very tired. Very tired. I seen him running back at one time and he was so slow, it was unbelievable. It wasn't long before he got taken off. I know he never came back on, but I'm thinking he's a big lad, he's a good specimen, and I'm thinking, should you be tired after the pre-season they're supposed to have had? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I read it wrong, but he looked extremely tired to me. I don't think I'd say we've seen much of Wrench, didn't see much of Philbin, didn't see much of Curry. I think Curry gave more penalties away than most anybody else. I think I heard the referee say once, that's the second or third time now it's been Curry that's been offside and we've given a penalty away. Curry's gone so far backwards over the past sort of year, 18 months, it's unbelievable. But there's a great player there again. I do hope Burgess can get him back on track because there's something missing there. Having said that, for me, I'd play him centre over King if others are injured because he has got an idea, he has got a football brain and he does know how to put a winger away, but that's me. Drinkwater did a little bit better last night than most all of last year. He wasn't brilliant, but he did better. King, as I say, ball up the jumper time. He's great with the ball up the jumper. Williams played well. Old Leslie Crowther, yeah, I thought he worked hard. He worked really hard in the pack there. I was impressed with him. We got lucky to get him last year, I think. I would suggest he's a squad player rather than a starter. He's a bench player, but he'll never let you down when he comes on. Fitzgibbon looked a good player. There's a player there. It was his first game, not so bad. Harrison played well. Vaughan, absolutely outstanding again. Really, really good. Had a great stint he did. Walker played well. He always tends to. And that was it. And then again, just I made a note about the discipline. It's killing us. It's absolutely killing us. And we're ill-disciplined at parts of the field we don't need to be at times of the game when we shouldn't be. And we just need to tidy that up. Had our discipline been better last night, and our decision making been that little bit better, and had we tried to put them three speedsters away a bit more than we actually did, I think we'd have won that game last night. But they're all ifs. And as it turns out, it's 2 points lost. 2 to Catalan, who played pretty well. But it's just disappointing. But there's promise to come, there's no doubt about that. There's definitely promise to come because it looked like the team, as a team, in the main worked hard. And there's definitely some cracking footballers there. So let's get all the injured back. Let's get our best team out there. And hopefully let's get a better bench. Let's get a bench that can do some damage. That's what's needed for me anyway. Right, I'll leave it at that.